I'm doing another video, a very serious video. You see, I gotta get closer. This is a very serious video. And the reason why I'm doing this was on my mind because I listened to the various people from on Rumble and YouTube and stuff like this, and they put it across about the homelessness. Now I live in America. I live in the USA. And there's no excuse for homelessness. And even if people lose their jobs and stuff, there's no excuse for homelessness and that people going hungry and have to beg, because we're in a country, and even in countries who don't have as much money as America, as the US, there's no reason why people should be homeless. There are efficient, inexpensive ways of housing that can withstand hurricanes, floods, and all kinds of things. But the reason why I'm doing this video is because I want to disturb my neighbors. Because I talk about me disturbing the peace. I did a video on that about disturbing the peace, and it's on Rumble. But the reason why I'm doing this video is because I want to put it out there that there's no reason why people need to be homeless, and there are plenty of ministries and stuff like that. And see, the problem is they're taking in the government of the US, they've taken care of people who come in here illegally better than they take care of the people that are here legally and are veterans. And I have veterans in my family, and you got people homeless on the street and begging and stuff like that. Oh, no, I didn't plan to move. Anyway, I'm not going to restart this video because I had to wipe my nose. I'm not sick or anything, or the COVID, but the reason right before I eat these, some nacho chips with some salsa, and finish drinking this drink that I blended 2 key limes and a lemon in some reverse oasis water. Check out from the organic food store because I refill my bottles and stuff like that. But the important thing is, the thing is that I'm addressing this, especially to people who have ministries and people taking so much money and people have high incomes. I'm not saying you gotta take care of everybody because you have a high income, but there's a efficient way where you can actually help provide affordable housing. And if people have a little bit more, they can afford affordable housing. Now, I'm in a situation right now where I've been contemplating about moving back into my car again. And I shouldn't have to do that. And I have a good job, and I shouldn't have to contemplate on doing that. I'm going to try to keep up with my payments and whatever the case may be. But the thing is, they have made the whole system it's rigged to where you're not able to properly provide for yourself in the system that they have right now. Now, some of the systems are, things are turning around, and I, got intel information that things are turning around. But right now, we're in a situation where even if you have a good job, which, it's hard to find always, yeah, jobs, and people constantly hiring, and they don't all require you to get the thing in the arm and require you to wear the thing on the face, depending on where you are. But the proper thing is that people need to stand up, and you can put your monies together and have a fundraiser, have a fundraiser event, because we can end homelessness. We can end it all. And there's enough people who have money, and people who are talented can do events and raise money, and they're good people who can actually handle. There's so many humanitarian things you can do, and you don't have to, necessarily build houses and stuff like that. You can take. I'm looking at even school buses. You can take redo buses and turn them in homes, and then people have online who have um turned vans and stuff into their homes and stuff like that, and buses. And you can, there are all kinds of things you can do which provide affordable housing. And some people want to live off the grid, and there's some people who are homeless, and some people are veterans, and some people are homeless. They not trying to be tied to anything. You have to be able to. There's a way you can create a portable housing and different things like that, where people who want to be independent, because everybody doesn't want to live in a shelter. And you have enough money and enough resources out there where people they don't have to live with anybody. Yes, there's enough resources out there and situations out there where people can live where they don't have to live with anybody that they don't want to live with. And there are situations, if people reach out to people enough. Now, me thinking about my situation, now, I want to be able to help people. If I'm constantly struggling myself, I can't be able to help people. And we have to be able to help people. And that's the thing that I'm saying about. And, you know, there are ways to provide affordable housing and things, multi units, and the things that can be done with vehicles, motor vehicles, and stuff like that. And reuse things like building supplies and all kinds of things that you can do, which is sturdy housing that can withstand all kinds of winds and hurricanes and flooding and all kinds of things like that. Now, you could build something that could turn into a boat, and there are all kinds of things that you can do that can withstand all kinds of damages and all kinds of things like fires and all kinds of there are actually things that can be built. But trying to explain it, I would have to do a video indefinite on things, and people can buy properties together. Four people, I think four people can up to four people can be on a property, named on property, like four family members or four friends decide to get together and buy some property. And you don't have to live in the same unit. And you could get an organization, and that organization can buy that property, and multi-unit properties. There are all kinds of things that you can do um and provide affordable housing, and you don't have to be homeless, and people who don't want to live out on the street. There are all kinds of things. And I've just been looking at, there are things, all kinds of things that can be done. And people just think everything has to be a permanent unit. And people say, I don't want a mobile home. But you can, a bus, or, all kinds of things you could, buy different. There are all kinds of things I'm looking into, optional type things that you can build, portable housing, and different things that you can build that is sturdy, but yeah, stuff that you can build. And there's stuff that's all kinds of stuff, temporary housing and all kinds of things that people have invented, which can be put up emergency situations that people already invented that could build a whole bunch of houses and a whole bunch of temporary units, which there are all kinds of things, you know. And I gotta do a video on that, and this video is longer than what I really want it to be. And I'm trying to keep it as short as possible because people get tired of, you can't listen to me people talk. But there's no reason why people are homeless. And I'm forced where I have to think about a vehicle, because housing should be affordable. And the thing is, housing should be affordable. And I shouldn't have to live in a crappy place for it to be affordable. You know what I'm saying? I don't have to live in a crappy, crime-ridden place for housing to be affordable. I don't have to be in a crappy place because this place has a crack in the wall and has just stuff in. It's just, if I showed you a picture of how this apartment looks, it's a little bit of work needs to be done, and it's overpriced for what I got, and I'm thankful for it. I'm thankful for this place. But the simple fact is, there needs to be affordable because I have stuff that I have to pay, and then situations, and other people have stuff they have to pay as well. And I'm not trying to ask my family for. Now, I have situations where, excuse me, I'm belching. Certain family members who are different ones that might say, I want to help you out, and I want to help you out. But I don't want to be in a situation where I'm dependent on family to, bail me out and this or that. And that's partly in the car thing. And sometimes they're noisy and they want to tell you what to do if you live with them. They say, oh, you can live with me or you can live with it. But they're going to tell you what to do if you live with them. They're going to tell you what to do. And we have to provide housing for people who don't want to have to forcibly live with their families, or in an abusive relationship, or, in problems like that. So I'm going to leave that there and think about it. Nobody has to really be homeless. You can, churches and all kinds of things, they have people are getting plenty of money that they can provide affordable housing where it won't put too much on them, and that where people who will pay and will pay on time. Now, if I had a better affordable housing, I probably could pay this rent where I'm living on time. So the problem is, you don't. The thing is, people say, "Oh, a budget. You need a budget," but you have to be in an affordable situation where you're not pulling on your money. But I'm gonna have to look into all kinds of things, because I know my family doesn't like me living in my car, and they've told me about it, or I had to. I'm not moving back. I'm not moving with my family when I know they could buy property and I could live out of it. Because, that's the thing is, that's the lazy thing that families do. They know they could buy property, and you live out of that property, and you won't damage that property, but they want to have that control, like the nanny state of the situation. And I'm not trying to not going over a certain amount of time, but we can end homelessness. Really, we can do it. We can do it, and we can end homelessness. I'm going to leave that there. There's affordable ways, cheap ways to end homelessness.